Hey, how's it going? My name is FamKam. Welcome to It's Getting Late, formerly known as the Dirty Nerdy Show for those of you who have been around here for a while. Um, our boy ChristopherNotWalken is in the hospital right now, getting some dialysis done. So I'm here to take over for a while. And as some of you know, he will be retiring the show at the end of 2021, and I'll be taking over full time. So the show will be a lot more in this format as you can expect in the near future. But enough on that. The ASMR nerd is here. Like, what?
Yeah, enough about that. Let's talk about me.
Yeah, let's
Honestly.
talk about you.
How's it going, Keith?
It's going great, Nick. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the ASMR nerd. This man is part of the reason why I'm in the ASMR community. I shit you not.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, it's true. There's a handful of ASMR artists that I consider to be inspirations for me becoming an ASMRist, and Nick is one of them. So to have him on the show is completely bonkers, but he and I have been pretty good friends for quite a while now. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
This is like way long overdue, I
yeah,
must say. And I feel like I finally, you know, I feel like I finally hit, like, it's legitimacy. I feel like I've been legitimized being here now. I can finally say
yeah, for
I've
real.
been on the former Dirty Nerdy, now IGL show.
Yeah, we've actually been in talks about getting Nick on the show for probably over a year now, but for various
Yeah.
reasons, delays kept happening. But no more. He's on now. We got him
I'm
here.
here.
Yeah.
We're here. You're here. We're all together.
Hell yeah. So let's start off with our first question. How did you get into ASMR?
Okay, so there's a sort of that's a two-parter. The first, I guess, is like, how did I discover ASMR at
Mhm.
all? And the answer is, I have always experienced ASMR as far as I can remember back. I
Yeah.
remember experiencing ASMR as a kid. You know, popular touchstones like Bob Ross. I remember
Hmm.
watching The Joy of Painting with my granddad at his place, and experiencing the ASMR sensation, which at the time I didn't know what it was, and I just assumed it was
Yeah.
something that everybody felt, and it didn't have a name at that time.
Yep.
As far, I don't think anyone had really characterized it or anything. And like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was another big
Oh yeah.
ASMR trigger in my memory. I remember, it was just so like gentle and quiet, and like the focus on, like, I don't know, he's just quietly feeding the goldfish or like drawing a picture or whatever,
Hmm.
And so anyway, ASMR, as far as I can remember, has been always something I've experienced. And then when I was in university, finishing up my undergrad degree, I was under a lot of stress, having a lot of
Oh yeah.
insomnia issues, not sleeping well, and my hours were like all over the place. And so I found myself on YouTube. This is around 2010, probably,
Oh wow. Way
looking
back in the beginning.
for going back, looking for uh, drawing and painting tutorials, because again, thinking back to when I was a kid, I remembered that that's really calmed me down,
Yeah.
and so I found these videos, and I found myself experiencing this sensation again. And even at that time, I didn't think a lot about it. I just, again, kind of assumed that it was, I guess, something that everybody felt. I never really thought about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I never thought about what it was, this tingly sensation. Um, and then one day I was browsing Reddit, and I just stumbled across a thread, which I seem to remember was along the lines of, what's something that you experience that you're not sure if other people experience,
Hmm.
was the subject of the thread. And I was just looking through it, and somebody described the ASMR sensation to a T. And I
Yeah.
read it, and I was like, that's it. It's that thing. I know that thing. I get that thing. I've never
Yeah.
thought about that thing really as a thing, but apparently it's a thing. And then underneath that, people were like, "Oh yeah, I feel that," or "I don't." And then somebody mentioned the term ASMR, and that was the first time I had ever seen it. And so I immediately went and searched for it, because I think it was in the context of someone saying, there's videos, like, people trigger this thing with videos.
Hmm.
And I went and looked for ASMR videos on YouTube, and I hated them. I immediately hated them because I because I felt so awkward for the people on the camera. I was like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Like, this is weird, and you're weird, and this is bizarre, and this makes me feel deeply uncomfortable. But so that was my first brush with intentional ASMR videos. But then I found unintentional ASMR videos, and that reminded me of, the drawing tutorials and the painting tutorials and all that stuff that I've been looking for. And I went from there. I found unboxings and things like that, which were quite triggering for me. But slowly, as I was watching this unintentional ASMR, there were a few creators that I came across that were intentional ASMR creators that I started to really, well, at first it was sort of like, oh, okay, I can watch this. But then over time, you develop kind of an understanding for who a person is on their YouTube channel. And like, I think part of why, this is a bit of a digression, but I think part of why a lot of people have that very kind of negative reaction to ASMR when they first encounter intentional ASMR is because it is such an up close, intense, personal thing. It is very much in your space. It is very much about
a lot of people are
some kind of emotional or physical closeness, and that's not the kind of thing that people, like if someone came up to you on the street and started doing that, you would immediately suspect that they were trying to, like, I don't know, pickpocket you or something, right? Like that's not socially normal to just immediately break down those barriers and have that closeness with people, right? So I think that's where all those layers of armor come from. So anyway, it takes time, I find, watching a creator to open yourself up to them and allow yourself to relax when watching their content and like trust their intent with the content. So all that is a very long-winded way of saying I started watching intentional ASMR videos eventually.
Yeah.
And from there, it was just a short hop, skip, and a jump to saying these videos are such an immense help for me. And this community, which at the time was very, very tiny. This was around 2012. It felt very, very warm and welcoming and close-knit, and just people were there for the right reasons. And so I was like, you know what? I really want to try this out. I want to give back to this community. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard, like I could just whisper into a camera, I guess, or a microphone. And so I sort of took some inspiration from channels I was watching at the time, and I filmed a video, and I hated that too. I hated my first video.
Is it still up?
Not the first version of the first video. I re-recorded that video several times.
Oh,
but eventually I did.
Cards.
I remember like specifically the moment where I was like, I just have to post it. I just have to do it. Like it's never going to be perfect. I don't even care. I'm just going to put it up there and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I forced myself to press that publish button, and here we are.
Absolutely.
Here we are.
That was kind of the same way for me too. Like the first video I recorded, I never posted, but I a couple months later re-recorded it and posted it, and it's still up today. It's a fluffy mic video, and it's terrible because you could the fluffy mic cover was loose, and it was kind of going against the mic, and it takes away from the fluffy mic sounds.
I mean, creators are always so overly critical of our own content. It's just how it is,
Certainly.
But it definitely takes a bit of a leap of faith to post your first thing out there and just do it, especially if you're a perfectionist type.
Absolutely. Did you do any YouTube videos before ASMR?
No, nope, never. Actually, that might be a slight lie. There was one video, and I don't remember exactly when I posted it, but some of my, in a weird, somewhat creepy hunt, some of my community members actually found this video that I posted, not on my ASMRnerd account, but it was, okay, so some of you, if anybody that watches my channel is watching this, you might know that I play Thief, the video game Thief. It's one of my favorite old games. And for some reason, I think it was like part of a Steam community achievement or something like that.
Oh.
At one point, Steam was like giving away community badges or something for posting a video and linking it to your Steam account. Anyway, and for whatever reason, I decided that I wanted to post the Thief Apple Crunch sound effect. You can get apples in that game, and that crunch sound is so good. It's just like, and I don't know why that's what I picked, but I posted that. So that was my first ever YouTube video, I'm pretty sure. And it's kind of prophetic in a way, because it's like a game I ended up playing on my ASMR channel, and it was like a sound focused video. So it's kind of weird in retrospect, actually.
Is that video still up?
Yeah. Anyway, but aside from that, no, I never posted anything on YouTube
it to me
before.
I need to see this.
Yeah, it's still up. I'm pretty sure if you search it, you can find it.
All right. You heard it, folks.
Now everyone's going to go search for the Thief Apple Crunch video.
Let's get into some gaming questions while we're at it.
Sure.
Do you remember what the first video game you ever played was?
That I ever played would have been on my parents' old 386, and it was probably Solitaire. I'm thinking it was probably Solitaire, because we had a Windows 3.1 machine back in the early 90s, and growing up, I didn't actually have any game consoles. We didn't get our first console until we got a hand-me-down NES from one of my brother's friends.
Nice.
And then I guess I had a handheld. I had a Game Boy Color, which I got in the late 90s as a gift. But yeah, so all my first, decade of gaming memories are on old PCs. And it was Solitaire. And then there was a little game I used to play called Alien Force, which I recently went and found online again. It's like on archive.org or something like that. And it was like a little grid, which you piloted a little ship around and shot other little ships that were trying to shoot you too.
Right.
And then there was a game called Hocus Pocus, which is my first like maybe real game that I remember playing, which was an old platformer put out by 3D Realms, different developer but same publisher of the old Duke Nukem games. But it was not like Duke Nukem. It was like you played a little wizard and you hopped around, and I've played it on my channel a few times.
I remember watching you play that. That was a blast.
Yeah, I've streamed it a couple times too. That one holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah. So. Here's a clip for all of you from one of those streams.
Oh, just dodged that one. Too many health potions, never a good sign. Now you will experience the full power of the dark side. Exactly. Dex only deals in absolutes. Nice. We did it, you guys.
You've stated several times that one of your favorite games, if not your favorite game of all time, is Morrowind.
Yeah.
What got you into into Morrowind and the Elder Scrolls series in general?
So that's a kind of a funny one too. So the first I ever heard of Morrowind or Elder Scrolls at all was reading PC Gamer magazine back in the early 2000s. And I remember reading the review for Morrowind. So it must have been, I guess, 2002. I used to have a subscription to that magazine. And at the time, I thought it sounded cool. And they reviewed it favorably. But it wasn't something where I was like, oh, I have to play that. But I remember, looking at the screenshots and thinking this actually looks pretty good, which by today's standards, that's kind of hilarious to look back and think that. But at the time it was doing some pretty innovative stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember going to a local computer store shortly thereafter, and they had Morrowind there in a physical box, because that's how I used to buy games, on the shelf. And I remember picking it up and looking at the back of it. And I remember there's a screenshot, or it might have actually been one of the ones that had like the fold out front cover, and it was inside the fold out front cover. I can't remember exactly. I still have the box somewhere so I could check. But, one of the screenshots showed like the water, and this game had water shaders. And it was the first time I had ever seen reflective water shaders in a video game. And I remember my mind was blown.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, oh my God, it looks like real water. And literally, that was what convinced me to buy it. I was like, this looks amazing. I got to try this out. So I bought it and I played it. And then I had my mind blown, not just by the water shaders, but by how utterly unique that game was at the time.
Yeah.
And still is in some ways. But that was, this was the age before open world RPGs were mainstream, right? This was the very beginnings of that sort of trend. So it was unlike anything else I'd ever played at that point.
Absolutely. So for the last 3 years now, you've played a Doom game on April Fool's Day. And this year being the OG Doom, which of course came out when the RTX 3080 did.
Absolutely.
I had to. What sparked that idea, and do you anticipate continuing this tradition?
What sparked that idea in the first place? I think it was just the fact that I'm trying to remember if it was like a community member that challenged me to it or that left a comment and was like, ASMR Doom would be hilarious or whatever. But it was when Doom 2016 came out, right? When they rebooted, or whatever you want to call it, the Doom series. And that game came out and it was really good.
So it was longer than 3 years.
Sorry?
So it was longer than 3 years then.
Yeah, I think it was 2017 was actually the first year that I did it, because I think Doom 2016 came out later in 2016, maybe. I can't remember what the release date was exactly, but it might have been April Fool's 2017 that I first did that video. But anyway, I just thought it would be hilarious to try and do ASMR with a game that's so violent and loud and gory and in your face and just insane, so metal. It's just the opposite of what people consider ASMR, and yet I think that was a fun little experiment where I proved that anything can be ASMR if you really try hard enough.
Absolutely. I've played Doom and ASMR too, not on YouTube, but on Twitch. I played Doom Eternal in ASMR a couple times last year.
Yeah, I got a lot of people commenting on that. They were like, unironically, this was awesome. I would love to see more like this. As fun as it was, and as much as people would probably enjoy more of them, I do generally try and find content that's a little more conducive of ASMR and relaxation, and kind of what's the word I'm looking for, meshes or complements ASMR a little better. But anyway, it became a bit of a thing, and so yes, I've tried to maintain that tradition, and I don't know where it's going to go from here. I have no idea. Honestly, the idea of going way back to the original Doom this year came up pretty late in my mind. I was racking my brains, what am I going to do for April Fool's this year? And it just happened to coincide with me finally getting my RTX 3080 after a long wait. So that's where we went. But next year, who knows? Tune in April Fool's 2022 to find out.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of April Fools,
oh no,
I think you know where this is going.
As soon as you mentioned April Fool's, I was like, he's going the Doom route. Okay, all right, that's fine.
No, you knew this was coming up.
There's no escape.
I went through some of your old videos before recording this, and it seems in one of them, it appears you're putting on makeup in the best way possible, but there's a little more to it than that. You want to tell us about it?
There's a little more to it than that. So, that video was actually, I'm pretty sure, my partner Sarah's suggestion. And if you watch the video, at first it might seem like I'm putting on makeup, and makeup tutorials are very much a thing in ASMR, right? And so I did it under the pretense of being like, you know what, we're just going to put on a little makeup here. But what's actually happening there, it just becomes obvious pretty quickly, I think, is that Sarah is crouching down behind me, and she has her hands through the arms of my sweater, and she is applying the makeup to my face while I'm just sitting there. And so, she's taking her brush, and she can't see my face, obviously. She's trying to put on eyeshadow or whatever, and poking me in the eye and stuff like that. And the lipstick was good. I got more in my mouth than around my mouth, honestly.
It took me till the last 2 minutes of that video to realize there was actually Sarah doing it. I did see the top of Sarah's head behind you,
hiding back shoulder, there.
But I thought she was gonna I expected her to jump and say April Fool's or something like that, but it turns out she was the one doing the work. She was
literally the one putting the makeup on my face. So maybe it's obvious to me because I knew what was happening, but maybe it's not so apparent right off the bat. But that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun recording that, and actually when you, Keith here, dredged it up and posted it on Twitter a little bit before this interview here, and I was like, oh man, blast from the past.
You knew it was coming.
I showed it to Sarah again, being like, oh, they found the video again, because this I want to say this happens every once in a while, maybe every couple of years, someone going through my back catalog rediscovers that video, and then it's a whole discovery for people all over again. It's hilarious. I love
Yeah.
it. It's a perennial classic.
Yeah. So this question is related to that, but also slightly off the cuff. Um, nearly beardless Nick. This is the first. Harry probably let us know in the comments if you catch the Harry Potter reference. But anyway, so this is probably the first time I actually seen what you look like without a beard. And
Yeah.
you just a little bit looked like Kurt Cobain actually to me.
Oh my gosh. I never
you
thought about that. But yeah, I could see sort of what you mean. He's got like the blonde hair and like a fairly like kind of strong nose like you know.
And
Yeah.
and people in the past, back when I had long hair, have told me I look a bit like Dave Grohl. So if we
So Nirvana's getting back together.
if we did a Nirvana collab, who should be our Chris Novoselic?
Oh man, I don't even know. I wish I had a better. Oh man,
If one of
I don't know.
us,
Do you?
I don't have any in mind, but if one of us thinks of one during or after the interview, if one of us thinks of one after the interview, I'll put it up right on the top of the screen somewhere.
Absolutely. Or you know what, you guys watching, leave your comments down below.
Leave
Let
your
us
comments
know. Let us
down
know
below
who
who
should
you
be in
think
that.
our Chris Novoselic should be. Yes.
Beautiful.
So let's talk music. See that little segue there?
Oh, very smooth. Well done. Well done.
You've explained that the reason for your long hair is your long time love for metal music.
Absolutely.
What are some of your favorite metal bands?
So going way back, one of my favorite bands that, well, so I started out in like the new metal scene,
Yeah.
which, you know,
Totally.
as a fellow child of the aughties, or you know, teenager in the aughties, you will appreciate that new metal was a big thing. Yeah, and so you know, my high school years, I was listening to a lot of like Disturbed and Korn and that kind of stuff, and that was sort of my gateway into metal music. Linkin Park, I listened to a lot of Linkin Park.
Oh yeah.
And then from there, I back in the day, I never really liked like growled vocals, like gutturals and screams and things like that. That was not so much my thing.
I love that shit. I was heavy into Slipknot.
Yeah, and it like for me, I guess I just found it very like, you know, atonal and abrasive at first, but you know, once you start down that path, you sort of you get desensitized or acclimated, I guess, to harsher vocals, right? And so I kind of went down that route, and I got into In Flames and like melodic death metal. And then I eventually found my way to Opeth. And Opeth is probably, if I had to pick my one favorite metal band of all time ever, it would be Opeth.
Okay.
And I found like Michael Ackerfeld's growls to be really not as abrasive, like they're smoother. It's hard to describe, but like if you ever listen to an Opeth track, like he's got an amazing voice with this incredibly like smooth but guttural growl, but he can also do the cleans. He has an amazing clean singing voice as well.
I'll need to listen to Opeth. I've heard of them, but I don't think I've ever heard their music.
Oh my God, they just slap so hard. Go listen to something like what's a good classic? Blackwater Park. The whole album is absolutely amazing. Drapery Falls is a good entry point. Ghost of Perdition if you want something a little harder hitting. But yeah, anyway.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. And then from there, just a whole diversity of metal. I love, like melodic death metal. I love folk metal. Lately, I've been into a lot of prog metal and like gent, like progressive metal core stuff. I really like Periphery these days, Veil of Maya, but the whole scene. I enjoy a lot of different kinds of metal music.
You mentioned progressive music. That's how I know I came prepared.
Exactly. It all fits together, like the segues and the t-shirt, and holy crap.
Yeah.
Keith's the mastermind here.
So here's an abrupt change despite what Nick just said. Let's talk tech for a bit.
Yeah.
You've reviewed many tech products on your channel in your relaxing reviews series. I did an impression of his interview last year. Here's a clip.
Hey there, guys. It's Nick.
the ASMR Nerd, and welcome to another episode of Relaxing Reviews. Now, this keyboard in particular is one of hundreds of thousands I've reviewed on this channel in the last week, and this one is none other than one that FamKam has purchased without my consent. I'm a little shocked, Keith, honestly. But it's a really nice keyboard. Just by the aesthetics and the metal build. But without further ado, let's get in depth.
How many keyboards had I reviewed? Like 500 million that week or something?
It was like hundreds of thousands and probably 500 million by the end of the month.
That's right.
Something like that. But you're most definitely known as far as that series goes for reviewing keyboards. What would you say is your favorite keyb besides the
the Red Dragon K556?
Yes, I went there. I actually put that there for this interview.
Beautiful. Look, it's all planned, you guys. Look, it's all planned out. I'm just here, just off the cuff.
And before Nick answers, I want to explain the meme behind it for those who don't know. I bought this keyboard without consulting Nick first, and that became like a big meme over on this Twitch channel for like
no one was gonna let you live that down.
No
one
one
bought a keyboard without talking to Nick.
Yeah,
man, setting yourself up for failure. But you know what? It turned out that so after this meme had developed, I went and got a K556 of my own to review on the channel, and it turns out it's a great keyboard. Turns out that Keith was in the right the whole time. So I concede that was a fine choice, Keith. It was a good keyboard.
Yeah, but it was a blind fine choice.
It could have been disastrous. But to answer your question, if I had to pick one favorite keyboard, it would be a keyboard from a company called Varmilo, which is a company out of China, like many of these keyboard manufacturers are.
Sure.
But it's a more, a premium make, I suppose. And they actually manufacture their own switches. So for those people who don't know keyboards or mechanical keyboards specifically, under each keycap, under each button, there's a little individual unit called a switch. And
let's show them.
Keith's going to show you right here. Exactly. You can see it. You can see it right there. And the characteristics of the switch are what dictate what it feels like to type on the keyboard. So some switches are clicky. They make a click sound when you press them. Some are very smooth. They make almost no sound. Some have a little bump in the middle, so they're sort of in between. Some are heavy to press down. Some are very light to press down. It's a whole variety of different kinds. And keyboard nerds like myself can get really, really into the weeds on the very finest characteristics of these switches. But Varmilo makes their own line of switches that's actually made with a different operating principle. They're called electrostatic capacitive switches, and it's a long story, and I'm not going to get into it here. But the point is that they are so smooth on this board. So I reviewed this board from Varmilo. It's called the VA108M, if you guys are curious and want to check it out. And these switches are just the smoothest, most stable, just buttery switches I've ever experienced. And the rest of the board is really well built too. Varmilo really knows how to put together a solid, well-dampened board with nice stabilizers. Stabilizers make such a difference. Having a nicely lubed stabilizer really takes the typing experience to the next level. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have some fan questions.
Oh, yes. Do we now? Yes, I saw a few of those.
Yes. So the first few comes from Red Queen 654. You should check, for those who don't know Red Queen, she's an ASMR artist over on Twitch. Really fantastic. I'll put a link to her channel below in the description. What got you in ASMR? We covered that in the beginning. 2, what's your favorite thing to do on a rainy day?
On a rainy day, I mean, video games, I guess. Well, it depends on the rainy day. Most rainy days around here, we have a lot of rainy days. I live on the west coast of Canada, so the whole winter is rainy days. So most rainy days, I'm just working. But if I have my choice, if I can kind of do what I want, having a day to myself to literally like guilt-free hang out and play games or something is such a dream. I've not had that for
Yeah.
a very long time. So,
Oh yeah.
but also
I haven't
I
either, but
really
for
do.
different reasons. I live in California. It rains like once every 5 years.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, a
obviously I'm
little
exaggerating,
less.
but yeah, we've unfortunately just entered a second drought in the last 10 years, and
I'm
yeah,
pulling for you guys. Hope that the fire season's not knock on wood here, but not going to be a killer this year. But we'll see.
absolutely. In fact, before we continue with Red Queen's questions, there's a couple questions I wanted to ask you that I forgot to mention.
Sure.
Speaking of fires, you're a PhD student studying fire safety. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. So when I'm not making ASMR content, I am working on finishing up a PhD in environmental sciences. That's Earth and Environmental Sciences, the
Yeah.
overarching, area of my study. But my specialization is looking at forest fire and forest fire impacts, specifically on natural resources like water. And that's something
Yeah.
people don't think about a lot because you think fire and water, what's the relationship? They're kind of opposites. But when forest fires burn, they burn away the canopy layer. They potentially burn into the soil. They cause all kinds of issues with soil and slope stability and erosion. So following fires, you tend to get a lot more erosion off the landscape. And if that is flowing down into a reservoir, that's used for municipal water, that can be really problematic because it can be very difficult, if not impossible, to treat, or at least prohibitively expensive.
Yeah.
And water is something that everyone needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all are so used to just going and turning on the tap. The water's there; it's not a problem. When the water's not there, that's a real serious issue. So, my area of study is looking at the impacts of fires on specifically on surface water resources, but more broadly also on the landscape, vegetation, and the relationship between fire and climate over time. So looking back into the past and also looking forward into the future.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff. Now, going back to Red Queen's questions, if an actor were to play you in a movie about your life, who would you want to play you?
Oh wow, that's a really good one. um, what actor would I want to play me? I think I've said it in fact. People have said I look like Toby Maguire,
I can
so
see
maybe
that
I do
actually.
Toby Maguire. I don't really.
I never thought of
uh,
it, but I totally see it.
People have definitely said that. So sure, that's gonna be my answer. That's not my final answer, but that's my provisional answer right now.
Okay, I'll take it. Um, what is you're known for having a lot of hobbies. Your channel circulates around that a
Mhm.
lot. Speaking of hobbies, our boy Chris is back.
Whoa!
You
Get
guys, they
that.
put drugs in my drugs.
Oh no, or maybe oh yes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they
How
gave
are
me.
your super drugs going, Chris?
You guys, they put drugs in my drugs.
Oh, that good, huh?
Yeah, I think that says it all.
I think that's pretty much, yeah. We know what we need to know. It's good to have you here, Chris.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So what are we doing, you guys?
We got into fan questions. We're a little bit into fan questions right now.
Let's ask
Yeah,
some fan questions, people.
I just explained that I think Toby Maguire would be my choice for like a biopic about me if someone had to play me.
I can
Or
see it. I can.
I've also
Right?
got Elijah Wood before. I've had people
Oh,
say Elijah Wood, so I could get with that too. I like Elijah Wood.
I would go Toby Maguire.
All
yeah.
right,
I would
Chris
go.
has spoken.
I
There
would
you
go
go.
Tobey Maguire too.
But
I'll
only
have
if you agree to do the disco dancing scene from Spider-Man 3.
absolutely, yeah, for sure, without a
Hell
doubt,
yes.
100%.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
make the cameo in the movie, so like Toby Maguire will cover most of it, but then for that dancing scene, it'll actually be me, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
perfect.
Really, all you got to do is find that scene on Reface app, and there you go.
That's it.
There you go. Hi,
Perfect.
fans. I was in a coma.
That's right.
But now you're not. Now you're here
Yeah.
with us, and you've got drugs in your drugs, and you're sounding pretty good considering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in the hospital though, but I had drugs in my drugs, so I'm good.
How was that ice cream?
Bro, the ice cream is gone now.
Were the drugs in the ice cream?
No, but I had the drugs and then I had the ice cream.
Well,
Okay.
the drugs are definitely in the ice cream now inside your body.
That's true. It's all one slurry in your stomach,
Yeah.
and your bloodstream.
It felt good.
That's what
It
matters.
felt good, you guys. Yeah. I had dialysis today, so I was tired. And then I got real nauseous, so I didn't even eat for like most of the day. And then I took a nausea pill, and then I ate food, and it was great.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's I can only imagine that having your blood taken out of you and then put back into you is a pretty tiring experience. So, but I feel like ice cream is an appropriate reward for that kind of experience.
Definitely.
Oh no, I sat there and watched a movie the whole time.
What movie did you watch?
I don't know, it was something on HBO Max. I don't know what it was.
It was a Tobey
Clearly.
Maguire.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
Isn't that out? Wasn't that screening tonight on HBO Max? I don't know.
I watched Mortal Kombat the other night.
You're talking about the
other
new
day
one, right?
On HBO Max when I was at dialysis.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say, Keith? There, I missed it.
Oh, Chris, was it the new one?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Ah, I
haven't seen it yet.
Jinx. We said on the
mean,
same time according to my end of the recording.
just mime everything from now on. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but I've heard good stuff about it. I've heard it's good, stupid fun. So
It's dumb. But it's fun.
I think I want to see it.
Me too.
It's I want to see the new Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah, Godzilla versus King Kong or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
I need to watch
prepared.
that.
I'm prepared for my routine movie-related chastising. I've never seen any Godzilla or King Kong movies.
Oh man.
I know.
It's okay.
You know
Actually,
what?
I'm awful about movies too. Like there's
Yeah.
so many movies I haven't seen, but
There's
I have seen at least 2 Godzilla movies. So
There's so many movies I haven't seen that there's actually a chat in my Discord called "Films Keith Needs to See." Shit you not.
and you will never ever get through the list.
I've seen some of them on the list,
All right, that's good. That's good.
but probably like
Can't believe
10%
you've
of the
never
most.
seen any Godzilla movies.
Believe it, dude.
I think the Godzilla movie before this one, which was gosh, I remember this a few years back, it didn't have Bryan Cranston in it, and I don't know who else. I can't
Yeah.
remember. That one was all right. I thought that was pretty good. And then I remember
They had that one, and then they had the one with the girl from fucking Stranger Things.
wait, there was a Godzilla with why can't I remember her name?
Millie Bobby Brown.
That's the one, Millie Bobby Brown. Was
I
that
almost
recent?
said- I almost
guess
said
it must have
Millie
been.
Billy
'Cause
Brown.
she's only been
Yeah,
acting.
that was recent.
Okay, I don't think I saw that one.
That was the second one, and then the third one is this movie.
Right.
Okay.
I'm thinking there was one in the late 90s as well. I remember.
Oh yeah, that Godzilla. That was so trash.
It was awful, but I remember at the time being a kid, and I was like, "This is awesome." I remember
saw
seeing
it
where
in
there's like fighter
theater.
jets like shooting missiles at Godzilla, and I thought that was the coolest shit.
Yeah.
I saw that movie in the theater. It was so bad.
Amazing. I think I saw it at like a friend's sleepover or something, like a birthday party sleepover.
I even saw Battlefield Earth in the theater.
Oh, you poor thing.
I've never even.
I'm sorry
heard
for
of
your
it.
loss.
Me and my uncle were the only 2 people in the theater.
Oh man.
Whole theater to yourself. I don't know if that made it any better though. Probably not.
No, we realized the grave mistake that we made once we saw the movie.
If there were other people there, at least you could all commiserate over how terrible it is.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
So what was I completely lost track of what question I was answering.
So I was about to ask this. Red Queen has two more questions. Since she
Shout
asks,
out to Queenie.
yeah, shout out to Queenie.
Here's a link to Queenie right here on the screen.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you, dude.
Splash it up right there. I think we already said there'll be a link down in the video description,
We
but you never
did.
can have too many
Like
links.
right before
Cover
you
the
popped
screen with
in.
links, just like plastered across all our faces.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna edit.
Guys,
I'm gonna edit link
here's the
from
link
Zelda
over
on the
Keith's
screen.
nipple.
What?
Which one, left or right?
Oh God. Oh God.
I like how Chris has an opinion, which is the better of the two.
Well, since Chris made me say, "Oh God" in Bob's voice, I'm gonna ask this in the Bob voice. What is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby. I feel like we're on a bit of a theme here. I do like video games a lot, as most of you probably know.
Yeah.
If I had to pick something other than video games, though, because answering video games for everything is kind of boring, I enjoy martial arts. I have a martial art that I practice. It's called Modern Arnis. That's spelled Arnis, and it's a Filipino martial art that's pretty cool. I've been doing that for a long time.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh
Yeah, so that's definitely one of my favorite hobbies. I enjoy reading, although I don't have a lot of time to do it these days. But I used to read a lot more than I do, and I like hiking. Again, it's another thing that I don't
Love
get to do so
hiking.
much these days. But we have just some absolutely beautiful hikes around here, and certainly
Same.
growing up as a teenager and a young guy, I spent a lot of time out in our provincial parks around here. So.
Last question from Red Queen. What is your favorite trigger to do or to see/hear?
So my favorite
Nipple
trigger.
tweaking.
What?
Nipple tweaking.
That's right, but only Keith's left nipple. We know, we've established that's the best. Yeah, nipple tweaking is my favorite trigger to do. Subscribe to my OnlyFans if you want some more.
It's funny you should
I like
mention
doing...
that, but I won't say why until later.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
I like controller sounds. I've always
Yes.
enjoyed listening to and performing controller sounds. I just like the sounds of button pressing and stuff, and clicking of mice and typing of keyboards and all that kind of stuff, all that clickety clacking. Unsurprisingly, I do enjoy tapping ASMR. Back when I first started getting into like intentional ASMR, it was a lot of tapping sort of that I first started getting into. As far as watching, I do.
Sometimes I look at a trigger and a girl, and I'm like, I'd tap that.
There was a channel literally called "I Tap That ASMR."
I remember that. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, which is very clever, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not specifying what kind of tapping I'm talking about, by the way. I'll leave that up to the viewer's imagination. I like unboxings. I like watching unboxings. I like up close personal attention. I like some mouth sounds every once in a while.
Yeah.
Not like super over the top, but like kind of more like less wet mouth sounds, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah, I like whispering. A good whisper ramble, honestly, is one of my favorite types of videos as well. Whether that's over gameplay or whether it's just just in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You guys know what I realized that I hate the other day?
What?
I hate in ASMR videos when people repeat themselves.
Yeah.
See, I like that. I like repeated words. I find
Chris,
that really tingly for some reason.
Chris actually originally told that in my chat, and naturally I did that to fuck
Of course,
with him.
and you went and repeated words for the next hour. Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, like when I go and watch ASMR videos these days, which is admittedly less than I used to, just because I'm honestly pretty exhausted most of the time when I get to bed these days. So I don't use the videos so much. But when I do, I often go look for smaller channels, which is not to knock like some of the bigger channels that have incredibly high quality content and super talented, ASMR artists. But for whatever reason, I like a lot of the lo-fi stuff as well. So I like a whole wide range of stuff, but definitely the lo-fi stuff, the tapping, some of the up close whispering and personal attention stuff. I enjoy these days.
Nice. Now, our dear friend Vicky Morskine.
Lady Morskine.
Yeah, Lady Morskine. She.
I don't know this person.
She's awesome. She frequents Nick's streams, and
yeah,
she's
been
awesome.
part of our community for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, Lady Morskine.
So Vicky asks, what are your favorite pizza toppings? And I'm glad Chris is in here because I know this is going to start a debate.
Dare I mention pineapple?
I will kick you off the show right now.
I will overrule that.
Okay, but for real, my workplace where I used to go to work, but I don't anymore because I work from home these days. But there's a cafeteria there where I used to go and work at the lab, and they make every Friday they make pizza, and they have this amazing barbecue chicken pizza that's got like the chicken, the barbecue sauce, the hot peppers, like the banana peppers, and the pineapple, and it is so good. I mean, it's crappy, but it's good crappy, you know?
I feel you. You heard that, Chris? It's got meat on it, so you can't.
I'm just offending literally everyone. Let's see if I can create the pizza that you will both hate the most.
Yeah.
No. But also it's hard to beat just a good classic pepperoni pizza. I'm sorry, Keith, but
it's
really good.
I may be vegan, but I don't care what other people eat, really. I care what I eat.
It's all about the memes. Yeah. And I respect that. I respect it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll join you.
Don't.
No, Chris. Well, I don't expect anyway. If people go vegan, I want them to do it on their own accord, not mine.
That's fair. For what it's worth, actually, whatever. We don't have to get into this discussion, but I've been trying to eat less meat over the last couple of years, and I think we've been succeeding. So,
nice.
But
I'm on the renal diet right now, you guys.
You're on the what diet?
The renal diet.
Is that like a kidney-friendly diet?
Yeah.
And what does that entail?
That's just like low sodium, high protein, low phosphorus, low potassium.
Right. So just less of the stuff that your kidneys would have to work to filter out, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Cool.
Like I have like this protein drink right here that I haven't drank yet. That is for people on dialysis, and it's high in protein, low in phosphorus, and low in potassium.
Okay.
And I haven't drank it yet.
Oh, I was going to say, is it palatable at all? But you don't even know.
I guess the real question is...
I've drank them before. I drink them every day.
Would you recommend to a friend, or would you call the police?
Keith, I'm calling the police.
Okay.
Perfect. I wouldn't expect
Somebody call the police. Chris, when you posted that it's not ice cream video on Instagram, that broke me so much that I rewatched it like 10, 15 times in a row, or probably more.
Hey man, this is supposed to be ice cream. It's not, though. I don't know what the hell this is. Somebody call the police.
Anyway, moving on. So Hulk Lover 91, our friend Danielle, asks, what are your favorite kinds of triggers to fall asleep to at night?
So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I like the tapping. I like the lo-fi stuff. I like the controller sounds. I do just generally enjoy chill, like whispered or soft-spoken gameplay.
Absolutely.
And I enjoy a lot of foreign language ASMR as well. I don't necessarily have to understand the language to enjoy it.
Shout out to our friend Carol, by the way, who primarily does Spanish.
Yeah, absolutely. And also shout out to Freaktiful Whispers, Freaky in our community. She also does a lot of Spanish ASMR. She's excellent.
Absolutely.
So I definitely enjoy ASMR I don't understand as well.
I listen to the Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Our friend Maya.
Nordless.
Oh yeah, Nordless.
Yeah, Nordless is great.
And Maya does primarily Portuguese on YouTube, but primarily English on Twitch.
I call Nordless the emote lady because she makes emotes for everybody.
Yeah, she's a good artist. I've seen some of her stuff on Twitter before.
As do I. I recently made emotes for Nick, in fact.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, some really fun ones as well, including the keyboard that we saw earlier in our
You
interview
guys want to
here.
see the emotes that he made for Nick? Right here. Bam.
Pop them up. Boom. Aren't they
Yeah.
beautiful? 5 gorgeous emotes by our boy Keith here.
I'm just adding shit for Keith to do, and he knows it.
I mean,
That-
this is like,
Chris,
hey,
you've
you're
been
also
doing-
like shilling for Keith here, so
Chris,
I'm sure he appreciates
you've been
it.
adding shit for me to do for the last couple years.
But yeah, no, those emotes are really fun, and my community's been really enjoying them. I think the beer one's probably the crowd favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm very proud of that one.
unsurprisingly.
Yeah. So Livy asks 3 questions. Favorite video on your channel?
Oh, good one. Favorite video. Gosh, I gotta think back through the years and years and years. of
besides-
videos.
Besides the Makeup April Fool's Kurt Cobain one.
Oh man, I can't pick that one. Okay. Gosh, I've had some really fun collabs that I've really enjoyed. Those are always some of my favorites. But like in some weird way, I think my very first Skyrim wander is maybe my favorite video on the
Yes.
channel. Not because it's like a particularly well done video. You guys, if you ever go check it out, it literally has the Bandicam logo
Yeah,
watermarked on
That's
it.
right.
Because I was just using like a free version of Bandicam, and it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like 480p resolution. It's god awful, but
It's a classic.
But,
It's
you-
memorable.
well, that's it, right? Like it represented the start of something that grew into something much more. So I have a lot of
Absolutely.
like nostalgia for that one.
Yeah,
sure.
that series is it was some of the first videos I watched of yours actually.
Oh, nice. Well, you'll be happy to hear that
Uh,
it will return one day. I plan on
That
continuing.
protein drink is gross.
All right, I guess we are calling the police after all.
Yeah.
I just looked and it said it's gluten free. Keith, you would
Hey,
like this.
you could do it, but it's got meat in it. Dang. So all that
The
bacon.
protein shake? Who puts meat in a protein? Okay, somebody actually does need to call police.
I'm
on
sure somebody's put meat in a shake before or a
that.
smoothie.
You're probably right.
Gross.
I would absolutely put meat in a shake.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little tuna in there. Anyway.
When is he going to do the setup tour? Olivia asks.
Yeah, so we alluded to this earlier, but I've got a relatively new in the last 6 months or so, PC here, new screen, new kind of everything, new lighting. Like, yeah, it's a new desk.
You
I got
guys, his computer booted so fast. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just before we started the interview here, for some reason it restarted. I don't even know why as we were talking, but it was back within like boom, 30 seconds, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, I had intended to do setup tour when I got it all set up, but then I was like, man, this room's a damn mess. And so
I feel ya.
I've been putting it off, and it's still a damn mess. I got a bunch of crap back there that I've got to clean up. So the setup tour will happen when I'm happy with this room, which is not right now, but one day. I want to get some like proper RGB lighting for the background and look like a real streamer, you know?
Oh,
Like,
dude, I'll send you the
Exactly.
link to what I have. Oh, Chris is coming on the camera. What up, brother?
oh, he's showing off his RGB lighting in the background.
Yes.
His streamer setup.
It's all RG and B are all set at 255.
Exactly. Just slammed to the mat.
Guys, look at my AV setup.
You've actually probably got the sweetest AV setup of all of us, honestly.
Yes.
By far the most expensive, I would imagine.
Oh, without a doubt.
So the setup tour, once I have some time to deal with this damn mess.
Yeah, I feel you because I too recently changed my setup and it took forever to clean up the mess. It's mostly clean by now, but not perfect. But once it is, I'm actually planning on doing a setup tour as well. I recently had my PC moved from under my desk up onto my dresser that's next to my
What
desk.
else is under your desk, Keith?
I know what you're alluding to. I actually I think I mentioned this earlier.
You got any feet, Keith? Can we see your feet? You got the camera, the foot cam?
Yeah. So I have a camera attached to the bottom of my desk because I have a points redemption reward where you can request that I do push-ups, because our friend Mighty Draconis has that same redemption, but he's been doing it where he takes his camera and tilts it down so you can see the ground from up there. And when I implemented that same reward, I did the same thing for a while, and I thought, I realized I have 2 webcams, so I'll just put the other one under the desk so that I don't have to keep moving the camera, and B, people get a better view of the push-ups.
Which makes total sense, which is exactly why I don't use my second camera, because I really don't want to have to do push-ups on stream. So there you go.
But you do martial arts, and by the way, he does do martial arts on stream. He has a points redemption reward where you can redeem that he does a form. And
I've started doing that. Keith, wasn't that your suggestion?
It was.
There you go.
That was my suggestion.
I show my boobs on stream, so whatever.
So, hey, it's hard to beat. I don't.
Subscribe.
Neither confirms nor denies.
Subscribe to Chris's OnlyFans.
Exactly. The stream boobs were just a teaser for what,
or the stroobs, as we'll call them.
The stroobs. Get your stroobs out. So Chris, which is your better nipple? We know we've established that Keith's is the left, so
it's the right.
Okay, all right. Between the two of you, you have a complete set of perfect nipples.
Yeah.
That's why we're a team.
We're a complete set.
That's right. Yeah. Everyone knows that to be a really good team together, you need to have complementary nipples. Yeah, that's why I work alone, because I've got 2 perfect nipples. So.
Well, of course.
It's Getting Late is a nipple collection.
That's part of the pact that you have to make when you come on the show.
We should have called it It's Nip and Late. Anyway.
I tried to change the name of the show the other day, and Keith was like, no.
We just changed it. He tried to change it to Forever Late, which could be like a segment.
I feel like that should be the name of my streams, honestly. Anybody tuned into my streams knows.
On your streams, the gameplay is Forever Late.
I start Forever Late. The gameplay is Forever Late, and I'm also always like a solid 10 to 20 minutes behind in the chat, so everything's late.
That's true. That's true. You and Jenya, man.
She learned from the best. What can I say?
She really did.
I go in there and I say hi to Jenya, and she'll say hi like at least 30 minutes later.
Yeah, that's why.
So you're saying she's worse than me.
That's why in her channel, for a while, people were writing in the chat, Jenya, by the time you're reading this, followed by any Momo Jumbo, like cancer's been cured or something like that.
By the way, shout out to our good friend Melanati. You can go check her out on the Twitches. I assume that Keith will put a link or something like that.
I definitely will. So one more question from Livy. Favorite Star Wars movie and characters?
Favorite movie is Empire Strikes Back, which is, I know, a very safe answer, but it really is the best. Although I think Jedi comes in a close second, and I know that's sacrilege because most people would probably say that A New Hope ought to be there. But and I love A New Hope as well, don't get me wrong. But yeah, when I was a kid, I really loved Jedi. I think it was the Death Star 2 space battle that did it for me. But favorite characters, again, this is a really boring answer. It's a safe answer, but I love me some Luke Skywalker. Yeah. He was my hero as a kid growing up. I always just wanted to be Luke or Boba Fett. Those are my 2 go-tos when I was like playing Star Wars as a kid. So
my favorite is Return of the Jedi. I'm not ashamed of it, and one of the biggest reasons is because the Ewoks. We were talking about emotes earlier. My brain scrambled. The Ewoks are so damn adorable. The
Ewoks are pretty great, and then they die, and it is so sad. Yeah. I think at the time, like, it's funny because like we had like the millennial Star Wars experience. We like grew up in the 90s. The films have been out for a while. Like, there's a lot of I as a kid loved the Ewoks as well. But I think when Jedi came out, people hated the Ewoks. I'm pretty sure people thought they were ruining Star Wars.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. I kind of like Ewoks. Let's put it this way. When I was a kid, I enjoyed the Ewok Adventures. So,
I've never seen
it. If we're going expanded universe, like I know it's non-canon now, so, you know, it's not fair game, but I don't care because that's my Star Wars. I got to go with my boy Kyle Katarn, who features in the Jedi Knight games. And Corran Horn.
I love the Jedi Knight games.
The Jedi Knight games are so good. They're so good.
I've never played them.
Oh, Keith.
I know.
If it's
Wow, Keith.
the first ones are pretty dated by modern standards, but I did an unboxing of the original Jedi Knight not long ago on my channel, and you
Yeah.
can see the box, right?
Remember
Right.
in Jedi Knight the
Right
orange
there.
fucking lightsaber?
Can't tell. You can make a lightsaber in like pretty much any color you wanted in Jedi Academy, from what I remember. But Jedi Outcast was so good. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Kyle Katarn or Corran Horn, who was one of the main characters in the X-Wing novels, and I freaking love those novels. So both those guys, really cool.
You remember the X-Wing game?
Yes, X-Wing and TIE Fighter were top notch. They're such good games.
I used to play those games with like the little like joystick controller.
Yeah,
for, like, Flight Simulator.
Absolutely. My buddy had a Gravis Blackhawk was the stick that he had, and we played the crap out of TIE Fighter and X-Wing on his old Mac with his Gravis Blackhawk. It was good times.
Nice.
It was so fun, man. I miss the 90s.
I know,
For
right?
real.
Right? Come on. Can we just go back to the 90s, please?
All three of us were born in the late 80s, so it makes
This
sense.
is welcome to Peak Millennial Podcast.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Zach, an IRL friend of mine, he asks, what are your thoughts on sleep phones or sleep mask headphones in general?
Excellent question. So I brought a prop today so that I can show you guys sleep phones. Sponsored by, no, they're not sponsoring this video.
Yeah.
So I actually had these sent to me to review, and I've not published a review with them yet because their wireless charging stopped working for me. Or actually never worked, to be correct. And I need to get back to their tech support. They were, for what it's worth, very helpful when I did reach out to them, but I just never followed up with them. So at some point, you guys might see a video on my channel where I properly review these sleep phones. But for the uninitiated, they're basically a fuzzy headband. It's just like a, microfiber kind of material.
I have a pair with the wire.
Fleecy. Yeah, so you can get ones with the wire that, plug into your phone or whatever. You can get the wireless ones like this that you have to plug in to charge, and then you can also get the wireless ones like this that have a wireless charging base that you just put them on. That's this model, and that's the feature that isn't working, it seems. But in terms of the actual like sleeping experience and using them, they were really, really comfy. So for comfort, like 9 out of 10. I thought they were really good. Nice. But I did find it a little hard to like place because like the speakers, each ear is kind of built into the headband here. And you can sort of just see it's like a cloth square inside and then a very flat speaker in there. And you have to kind of position them inside the headband so they sit over your ears, right?
Yeah, you gotta move them around a little bit.
Yeah, I had a hard time getting them to sit in just the right position to get like good audio quality. But I imagine that the more you do it, the better you get at that. Like you probably can do it pretty quickly once
the more you do it, the better you get at it is the name of my sex.
I was waiting for that.
I knew it. Walked right into it. Perfect. So the jury's still somewhat out on the sleep phone situation, but for the short time I did use them, I at least did find them very comfortable. I'll say that much.
Awesome.
And then what was the other piece of that? A sleep mask of some kind?
Sleep mask headphones in general, but I guess I would imagine it's kind of...
Yeah, I've used the sleep phones. I've used like the Cocoon headphones, which are a very different kind of thing. They're not really a sleep mask situation, but they were also very comfy. I would say this is more comfortable. But the Cocoon ones did have the benefit of better noise isolation and noise canceling. Right. And they also read your brain waves, which was pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah, they would.
It's funny. When I was in college, some people came into one of my classrooms to show off this new brainwave reading tech that they had. They had a device that they put the metal around your head, and how focused you're on a certain thing you're thinking about determines how much the air blows a ball in the air. No, this is not about Chris's sex tape. And you try. It's a little game where you try to get through certain tricks and traps through certain hoops.
Using the power of your mind.
Use the power of your mind. And that day, later that day, I had a first date with my then girlfriend of 3.5 years following that, and I focused on her when I played that game.
Nice.
So that was
and you won it, didn't you?
I won it.
Beautiful. Yeah. Perfect. So welcome back, Chris.
Welcome back. So Zach also asks, out of all the headphones to wear to sleep that you've reviewed or tried in general, what is your favorite? Was your favorite the most surprising, and you think has the best value overall?
The ones that I end up actually using the most are a pair of really inexpensive earbuds from a company called Dudios.
Yes.
And they are just really great value. Like they have a few different models. Oh, Keith's got a visual aid here.
Yeah. Way back in the day, Nick reviewed the Dudios Free Mini, and I actually bought a pair after watching that review.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like $35 or something like that.
Something like that, pretty close.
Yeah, they're relatively inexpensive. They're not like the best sounding audiophile earbuds in the world, but for ASMR, for just casual listening in bed, they're great because they're relatively small. They're like a little kind of, jelly bean sized things that fit in your ear, and they don't put a lot of pressure on the outside of the ear or really much on the ear canal either. And I'm a side sleeper, so I'm quite sensitive to stuff pressing on the ear canal. And like, for the price, they're probably my favorite ones and the ones that I use the most. Again, I have like the Cocoon headphones. They're very fancy and very nice, and these sleep phones seem pretty cool. But sometimes I just want something that's just really easy to pop into my ears.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I find they're good.
Something really easy to pop in is the name of my sex tape.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, that's it. I'm glad I didn't talk too much about the size of the earbuds in the ear canal or anything like that. They're really small, just like barely notice they're even in there. You can't even feel them, honestly. Sometimes I put them in, I have to ask, are they in? I'm not sure.
The name of nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Mighty Draconis.
Oh boy, our boy Drake. This conversation's only going to go up.
I paused because I was waiting for you for that reaction. Drake,
I love you. Shout out to our boy Mighty Draconis. Check him out on Twitch.
Yeah, love that dude. He asked, actually, you know what? I gotta prop my hair up to do it justice.
Just take a moment.
Prop my hair up a little bit.
I'll twirl my mustache while you're at it. And this can go in the blooper reel.
Bring the beard down a little bit. Oh no, this is going in the episode.
Yeah, Chris. Twirl that mustache.
Okay, so hair's up, beard's down. Okay,
nice.
Who's your favorite moderator, and why is it me?
I saw that this caused a little bit of strife in the replies on Twitter.
It did.
The real answer is it's Cassie. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, I no offense taken, man. Cassie earned it. Cassie. I know you're being facetious, but Cassie is responsible for the burning down the chat meme.
Burning down the chat meme. She's responsible for Gertrude and the girthening, all of that good stuff. So I really can't compare, honestly. She's just so far ahead of everyone else.
I once gifted her a sub to my channel just so she can use my lighter to burn the chat down.
Beautiful. That's anarchy at its finest. I love all the moderators who contribute to our community. I don't even want to call them my moderators because that sounds very like possessive. I appreciate everyone who volunteers their time for the stream and for our community, because hey, it turns out running a community and stream chat actually takes a lot of work. Like,
it really does.
There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes as well, like on the Discord or moderating, like the Minecraft server, for instance.
Yeah.
Those people are not moderators on the Twitch channel per se, but they do a lot of work with the Minecraft server. So there's a lot of people that contribute, and a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes to keep these communities, not just mine, but all of our communities, running smoothly and as welcoming, safe spaces for people.
Absolutely.
So I love everybody who helps contribute to that.
So speaking of Nick's favorite moderators, Melanati asks, OnlyFans when?
This is why you said we needed to wait to talk about the OnlyFans.
Yes, that's
okay.
it.
So here's my pitch. So those of you who've been out to my stream might have heard this, but the pitch is, I take keyboards and I just slowly start stripping off keycaps. I just strip them down till it's just the naked keyboards, the naked switch is just out there, just glistening, just absolutely exposed. And I just do one of those every day or so. How do you guys feel
remember
about
that pitch. That was amazing.
Just only keyboards, only keybs.
I actually once tweeted that my pitch for OnlyFans, which would be called OnlyFams,
of course it would,
is me cooking nudes, as in noodles.
Perfect. But you also have to do it in the nude, but just wearing an apron.
I actually hate aprons. So I would opt out of the apron.
You would just do a straight nude. Nudes in the nude. That's it.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. Keyboards, I think, is definitely where we go to. Even if you want to get really deviant, we could like literally do a tear down, just like open them right up. Like you can see all the insides, everything. It's crazy. Exposed.
That's the name of my sex tape.
Yeah. Exposed. Speaking of exposed,
I'm sitting here in my hospital room, in my hospital bed, drinking this protein drink. I'm watching basketball and working right now because I'm a pro.
And you're creating content.
Who's playing?
Look at
that. Nobody right now. It's post game show.
Oh, who was playing?
Portland and the Lakers.
Oh, okay. Lakers, a division rival of my Warriors. Oh wait, no, Portland's not there. I think Portland's in a different division. I don't follow basketball enough.
I don't follow basketball at all, so I have nothing to contribute.
Yeah. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Speaking of exposed, a little backstory of how I discovered Nick and ASMR in general was through Review Tech USA.
Yeah.
Like Nick, he's known for tech and gaming stuff, but with much less ASMR and a lot more cucumbers, horses, and chickens and shit like that. Chickens is a recent addition. He has a toy chicken he calls Carlos the chicken, and he pets it and oh so lovingly in a lot of the beginning of his episodes while he talks about his distaste for what's going on in like the gaming industry.
Amazing.
It's the best. And a few years back, he did a live stream where he was talking about a certain YouTuber that I will not name because I don't want to spare a drama. In that stream, that said YouTuber mentioned like he was voicing his impressions of it, like, this is so intimate. Like I feel like I'm cheating on my wife when I watch it, shit like that. And one of Review Tech USA's responses is like, it's not just a bunch of lonely men watching pretty women. It's like he's like I watch everybody. I watch ASMR to help me relax. I got into ASMR because he worked a night shift at a gym. And that gave him a lot of anxiety. This is circa 2012, and the first he googled soft speaking, and gentle whispering came up, and that got him hugely into ASMR. It calmed him down and it helped him sleep, and it still does to this day.
Nice.
And he's like, I watch the guys too, and he mentioned two channels, Ephemeral Rift and the ASMRnerd, and he got into talking more into talking about your channel. He's like, you know, the ASMRnerd is one of the smaller channels, but he's really unique. He reviews tech, does gaming, and you learn a lot, but you also really relax, and that's why I watch his stuff. I don't watch his stuff because I fantasize about spooning him at night.
Wow.
He actually said that, I swear.
Wow. Well, I'm a little offended, but you know what? Sarah would be happy to hear that that's not why he's watching. But yeah, I mean, like, it's always been one of my goals to be both relaxing and informative for
Yeah,
those who watch my
exactly.
relaxing reviews. I always at the
That's
end.
why I watch though.
I know,
The
Chris.
spooning, or
For
I knew it.
spooning, yes.
I knew it. No, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I ain't gonna judge.
Yeah. You don't see me wearing a gown, wielding a gavel.
It reminds
I'm
me.
wearing a gown right now.
That's
Look
true.
at that.
You are.
Chris can judge.
I'm
We just have
glad
to
you're
get him
not
the
wearing
gavel.
it backwards like you threatened you would.
You're talking
Don't-
about Review
Don't
Tech
tempt
USA,
me,
and
Keith.
What?
I was gonna
Don't
say.
tempt me.
Chris first, because I'm sure what Chris is going to say is quick.
You know what he's gonna say.
I said, don't tempt me because you know I'll do it.
But I have editing powers. So
That doesn't save you from having to.
it
say
doesn't save
anything.
Nick and I, but it saves everybody else.
Or me. So you saying that he was using my channel as an example of like, hey, ASMR isn't all hypersexualized or whatever. I remember like a number of years ago, Russell Brand made a video about ASMR, and it caused a lot of waves at the time. And he, similarly. In fact, this could have been, I don't know, maybe I've gone and just called it out, but this might have been the video that Review Tech was responding to.
It's
I don't know.
not.
It's not?
It's
Okay,
not
well,
Russell,
anyway.
it's not Russell Brand, I'll tell you.
Okay,
that.
well, anyway. Yeah, Russell Brand put out a video about ASMR and was saying that it seems, like it's got to be sexual in some way, because he would say that. And I remember commenting on that video being like, there's plenty of channels that really don't have that kind of angle or appeal.
Yeah.
There are channels that do as well. And
Yeah,
that's
and we're not going to
fine,
judge, by the way. To each his own.
Right. As long as my thing about all that is, as long as people are properly representing what it is that they're doing, as long as people know what they're getting into when they're watching something, then I'm totally 100% you do you, right?
Exactly.
As long as no
I'm all
one's
about the titties. Let's do it, you guys.
yeah, 100%. I love tits too.
Yeah, me
But you can clip that. But
I mean, it's already recorded.
yeah, exactly. But as long as that's what is being presented as, right?
Yeah.
But it's when people say one thing and then do another that's sort of what bothers me.
Yeah.
But anyway, point is that I commented on that video and I was like, yo, it's not all sexual. Like I do some pretty like I think what I consider to be pretty non-sexual ASMR. And I remember a bunch of people commenting on it being like, yo, I checked out your channel, 100% non-sexual, well done.
Yeah,
It's like-
I get that a lot too. And I've done.
Cammy posted a thirst trap the other day, and I commented on it on IG, and I go, butts. And then I sent her a screen cap of it, and then she started laughing. She's like, oh my God, you must be feeling better. And I was like, yes, I am.
The butts are back.
I played Among Us with Cammy recently, and as soon as I suspected her to be an imposter and called her out for it, she chased me for an entire fucking round. So that gave her away.
Beautiful.
In fact, here it is right here.
Someone killed.
Yeah,
someone.
wait, that works. No, this works. This works.
It was definitely orange, right?
I didn't see who killed. I have no
I
idea.
don't know either.
Wait, somebody killed in a group?
What do you mean? I was,
Somebody did a group kill?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, who was in the group?
Listen, they saved us all,
Someone killed
right?
someone. Yeah.
I saw orange.
I sacrificed my body. I'm
Okay. Okay.
Zion, who did you vote for? Mew, who did you vote for?
I skipped because
I'm
whoever they are saved us, and
Yeah, you're right.
I genuinely.
Zion,
didn't
you're
see-
still muted.
So you're
I'll
saying
just
it was a mercy kill for the greater good?
I guess I didn't see who it was.
Okay, who moved suddenly when the kill happened? Like whose body shifted a couple millimeters? Orange?
I saw it from the top. Orange moved.
Okay, can anybody else verify that?
I saw somebody who killed them, but I don't remember the color.
I'm pretty sure it's orange, but I already skipped because, respect.
Well,
We'll try again. Nobody, be careful with the ladder.
PCT.
good lord.
No.
Oh
Oh my god!
How we like that go 4v4.
Okay, just everybody stay away from Cammy and you're fine, right?
No. Oh, I'm not dead. Wow.
Engine room. Oh no, 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 no! Oh god. I started right next to her. Jesus Christ. No, no, no. Oh god. No, 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 no. I don't trust you. I don't fucking trust you. I don't trust her at all. No, no. Oh my God, there's knives in the kitchen. There's knives in the kitchen. I'm making my way to the... this is like a killer chasing you. I'm actually scared. I'm actually very scared. Very scared. Holy crap. Holy crap. Cammy was chasing me the whole fucking time.
Oh
You kept saying you stay away from me, so I had to follow you.
Cammy was chasing me the whole fucking time.
I know, that was why I did it.
Oh my God.
You were calling me out, so I had to. Just
What,
for
wait,
fun.
wait, what happened?
I'm
Fam?
not supposed to do.
Cammy was chasing me the entire time. She was chasing around the kitchen where there are a lot of knives, by the way.
I was just doing it for fun because he was calling me out, so I had to follow him.
No, this is too dangerous.
No, it's not me, I swear.
I don't know.
Cammy,
No,
you
okay.
sound
I don't
happy.
trust you.
You were just following him? What happened?
My heart rate is
he was
probably
running
through the
from
roof right now.
Because he said, stay away from Kami, don't.
Why would you prove it right, Cammy?
Yeah, why would you prove me right?
I was just messing with him.
Oh my God, no.
It was just a prank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm a doctor, it's okay.
Yeah, an evil doctor.
I literally
Oh,
don't
no.
know where I am.
You don't know where you are. Okay, done.
If I find out I'm wrong, I'm gonna be really pissed at myself.
Bet it's you, FamKam.
Yo, ASMRnerd, where can people find you on the internet? Let us know.
Yo, if people want to find me on the interwebs, you can find me on YouTube as the ASMR Nerd. You can find me at twitch.tv/theASMRnerd, streaming on Thursday and Sunday nights in the evenings Pacific time. Or you can find me on Twitter at the ASMR Nerd. I like to keep it easy for everyone.
Absolutely.
The
And he
ASMR
also,
Nerds, where you
and he
find
also
me.
has a Discord. We'll link that as well.
I do, yes. We've also got a Discord. You can come hang out with my community. Lots of awesome people there. The Tavern of Discord, open 24/7. Lots of friendly folks. So please come join us.
I'm there.
Come in there, you can touch my butt.
That's
You
right.
can touch
Keith
Chris's
is there,
butt.
and you can touch Chris's butt. All of the above.
All of the above. Yeah. Well, Nick, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, it has been my absolute pleasure finally being on here. Like I said at the beginning, it feels like I've been kind of legitimized finally being on here, and like I'm not even kidding. Like that's not joking. This has been something we've been planning for a really long time,
Yeah.
and there've been a lot of other amazing ASMR creators
And
that
I
have.
showed up from the hospital, bro.
And Chris showed up from the hospital.
That's
I
right, he
need
did.
no more validation than that. So Chris, thank you for being here. I know it's been tough for you for the last while, so it really does mean a lot having you here. And
Yeah,
and-
man, wasn't gonna miss it.
well, I appreciate it. I really, really
Yeah.
do. And
I
Keith, you
told
too.
Keith early this afternoon, I was like, I think I can probably be there.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave it up as a surprise. Keith didn't say anything to me, so
I
it
didn't.
was a complete surprise to me.
I left it to be a surprise.
Awesome, and I
I was
hopefully.
like, I think I can be there.
Oh, I'm glad you could
Yeah.
join us. Like I said, it feels like a proper IGL interview. Not that it wouldn't be proper if you weren't here. I'm just, I'm not throwing shade at Keith or anything like that. But
It's cool, brother.
No,
It's
it's
cool.
been
Keith
awesome.
is the proper host.
Keith has been a fantastic host. And Keith, this has been an absolute pleasure. You've done a fantastic job. You did your research, and you got some pretty sweet segues in there and some good questions. So thank you to everybody who
Yeah.
asked questions as well. I enjoyed answering them.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody.
That's why Keith is my successor. He's good at this.
He is good at this.
Thank you.
Says shows in good hands. Shows in good hands.
I got y'all.
Listen, my name is ChristopherNotWalken. This is It's Getting Late. That's FamKam. FamKam, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on here on YouTube as FamKam ASMR, over on Twitch as FamKam360, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Reddit also as FamKam360. And I have my own Discord server. I'm going to link all those below, as well as link to the IGL Discord server. You definitely got to join because we have some fun there as well.
And I'm on
Yeah,
Keith's
we did.
Discord, and you can touch my butt on Keith's Discord.
You
so
can.
make sure you go
Damn
over there.
right.
Yeah. All right. It's
You
been a lot of
guys,
fun, guys.
listen.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's the ASMR nerd. FamKam. It's ChristopherNotWalken. It's getting late. You know what it is. The best ASMR podcast on the planet. #1. I'll fucking fight you. Okay?
He will.
Boom.
I believe it.
Don't
Let's
tell
go.
try him.
I'll call.
Don't try him.
I'll call the police.
He
Okay?
will. He will call Sting, Annie Summers, and Stuart Copeland.
But in the meantime, it's getting late, and we'll see you in the next one. And we love you so much. Bye.
Stay chill, everybody.
Bye.